Welcome to this episode of Digital Avenues Hangouts. Today we have a special guest, a very active member of the entrepreneurs community in Australia. She's one of the best entrepreneur coaches around here, and she's known by building online businesses and brands. Today we have Sharnee Bennett. Hi, Sharnee, how are you?
Hey Sam, how you going?
Thanks for being with us today in Digital Avenues Hangouts. And I saw your article last week about the top 5 things that should be in your website. And I know that you help a lot of entrepreneurs and businesses with their online presence in general, but with their websites as well. And that article was really helpful, at least even for myself. I'm starting to go through these points for Digital Avenues website. So let me ask you first about this article. Why you thought of writing this article? Have you been working with a client and this is what you go through with the client?
Look, the thing is, Sam, is that my clients don't realize how invisible they are, okay? So you have to start from the position that no one can see your website. And then if they do come to your website, you've got pretty much 30 seconds to get their attention. And so in that 30 seconds, it's really key that as soon as you land on a website that you know exactly where you are and what that website is about. So even though a website might look beautiful, it might, to have a whole bunch of things going on, what we're really looking for is that anyone visiting that site, that they actually do something. So that's really where the article came about. There's like 5 key things that every website can do to make sure that anyone visiting the site has basically that you maximize the visitors that are getting there.
So now we are talking about the stage of someone already on your website, and we might have another chance to talk about how to get someone to your website. And in the article, the first point you mentioned was you should have a clear and easy to understand tagline in the website.
So that's right. So on your website, there's a place called Above the Fold, okay? So 92% of people will not go further than above the fold, okay? So that means whatever is sitting above the fold is the most crucial part of your website. What we're looking for there is a tagline. What do you do? What problem do you solve that no one else solves?
So that's very interesting here. So it's very competitive because you have just 30 seconds and you have to have a clear tagline saying exactly what are you doing and what's the problem you're solving. And after that, what should be there? As you said in the article, you said obvious call to action.
That's right. So one of the things that I find with a lot of clients that I review is they have like multiple links. So they might have a menu structure with, 10 by 10 different links, or they might have boxes. It's like this is the thing to consider if you're running your own website. Where do you want the customer to click? Do you want them to leave an email address? And, in all honesty, leaving an email address is the best thing that anyone can ever do, because once you have their email address, you can continue the conversation. Most people will not buy on the first visit to a website. So often when you go to a website, like even for people that you're looking at, you might find there's 100 different clicks that you're being asked to perform. And really what you want is a primary call to action, 1 click, and make that really clear, and preferably above the fold.
Yeah. And after that, you mentioned something about telling the client what kind of experience they will have when they use your product or service. So it's more of success stories with other clients you mentioned?
Yeah, I think the thing is here is about customer success stories, other clients or other people that you have pleased with your product, and bringing some emotion into the way that you're talking to your customers. So for here, what we're looking for is external party evidence or third-party authentication that what you've done has been transformational for the person who ended up with those services. Really, what you want is you want to be able to change the life of your customer.
And here I would like just to add, with that kind of success stories or testimonials, it's really important to have the picture of the person who's talking or who's saying this testimonial and his name and his company to be more authentic. And if you can get this testimonial as a video, this will be much better, right? What do you think?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I think it's important to have the voice or the image of the customer that's been the recipient of what you're doing. But just on addressing the images, that's one thing that a lot of sites are not doing. It's almost like they're hiding behind their business. You look at a website and you go, who is this business? People buy from people. So the biggest thing you can do is whack a picture of yourself on the home page of your website. It's the biggest conversion out of everything that we do.
Okay, this is I think this is a lot of people might not have the courage to be on their website on the front page. Maybe they will go to the about us page, but not in the front page, I guess. What do you think?
I think ultimately,
I saw your website, and your website is a clear example that you are in the main page.
I hate that image. I think I look like a really right class nerd, but at the same token, people get a sense of who I am. And when they look at that picture, they go, I feel like I can work with her. I know it because they ring me up and they go, look, I felt really compelled to ring you and get in contact with you. So I can't emphasize it enough. A picture of yourself or your team on your homepage is an absolute must. It will help. It will help bring conversions to your business. And otherwise, if you have to put things like stock photos, I really don't recommend putting those on. But if you have to, I guess you know yourself. Do you buy from stock photos?
No, no one will buy from stock photos, and no one. and when you put the stock photos about in the About Us page or in the Our Team page, it looks very funny because we know these people because they are on all the websites, on all other websites. They
It looks fake.
So not your guy.
It looks fake and it doesn't look real. So as soon as you start becoming real about who you are and what your business stands for, then you can basically start to build those elements into your website. And from there, people will build trust from being on your site and understanding who you are.
I think we all now recommend to our clients that they should have a photo session for the company, for the team, for themselves, because they will use these pictures on all their marketing materials, not just the website, on other marketing materials. And that, as you said, people buy from people. People would like to see you, know who you are, and how you look like. And by the way, if you are going to meet someone even on the street and he saw your picture on the website, he might know you, and you will have a chat about that.
It's really interesting because even as a tool, like I'm not a huge advocate for websites being the primary business tool anyway. I mean, if you think about old school marketing, when we picked up the phone and we rang each other, right? You ring up someone and say, can I help you? Do you need a hand with your business? And we rely on these websites to do all of that for us. So it's kind of like it's like a balancing act. And really what I try to do is to, bring $10,000 worth of business into a business environment. So it's either whatever you do for your customers, if you ring them up and then they buy from you, you kind of want that experience to be translated into the website because it will then do your pre-sales qualification for you.
Yeah, that's great. The next point was about the products, how to make your products clear for your client, especially if you have a lot of products or services. So it was about how you can break down your products and services into an easy and manageable blocks on your website.
It's just about being really clear about what your value proposition is. So often we have so many offers, so many ways that we want our customers to work with us that the customer's confused about what action to take. The other thing is if you're doing high ticket sort of, packages, so anywhere over $2,000, that sort of conversion doesn't happen on a website. It happens on a qualification call. So I think it's just about being really clear about what you want your customer to do. I mean, some of the websites we've built have had like 5,000 products on it, right? Where does the customer pick? Well, that is a strategy of making sure that it's like we call it a 3-click strategy. From the homepage, they should click no more than 3 times to get to their end product. So that's homepage, click to category, click to subcategory, product buy.
It's about the navigation structure, starting from the main menu of the website down to the categories of the products. Because as you said, there's some sites. I have worked on some projects where, as you said, there were like thousands of products, and we had to make sure that this 3 steps or 3 clicks strategy is always there to make it easy and for the client to pick what he's looking for and to reach what he's looking for easily and quickly.
Totally. So the biggest thing there is just be real about what you want that customer to do. How can you serve them the best? And from the website, be really clear about what you offer.
Yeah. After that, you mentioned how you can communicate your brand story. And this is, I think, a very difficult point for some businesses and entrepreneurs to communicate their brand story through the website. How they can do that?
The thing about a brand story is it's about moving away from, like even with a couple of clients I've recently worked with, they have had 25 years of experience. And they go, but Sharnee, we've got like 25 years of experience. And I go, thing is, people are not going to buy from you because you have 25 years of experience. It's about who you are as people, what burns you and keeps you up at night. Why should someone deal with you versus someone else? What do you offer and do better than anyone else? And not only that, it's not actually about you. This website, we often think, oh, well, I've got to make it about me. Make your customer the hero. What can you do to solve their problems? And that should be front of mind. So when we're telling a brand story, it's just about making real. You know how we look at those websites and they're filled with corporate mumbo jumbo? Like paragraph after paragraph of crap. And you go, my God, like, what do these guys want me to do? When you look at a website with heart, you have landed on it because it has captured your heart and mind with what they're about, what their stand is, and what they believe in.
As you said, you mentioned a very important point here, or two points I would like to highlight. First one was solve your client's problem. I can't tell you how many times it was very helpful for our clients when we were building websites before. When we write the benefit, not the feature, as we say, what kind of problem you're solving, and when someone is visiting this website and they see that you solve this problem and he has this problem, he will do whatever to get the solution you have.
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, money is important, like totally important. But if you can solve people's problems, then that is really what people are looking for. They are looking for someone to solve their problems. And the more you talk about how you do that, the more you will capture their heart and minds. In a voice that deeply resonates with them. Yeah, it's definitely about solving the problem.
Yeah, and quickly to connect that with the social networks and the content you share on the social networks. Now, you shouldn't be sharing your products page or whatever. You should say that we are there to help you solve this problem. And when people start interacting with you, they will be the best candidate to be your client. So if you're sharing products, I don't think it will work.
I'm a huge fan now of actually not selling at all. Like, I don't believe in actually selling at all. What I believe in, my overall philosophy, is adding value and providing service to people. Through that, you identify the top 10 problems that your customers have, and you start writing about that. You start saying, how can I solve problem 1, problem 2, problem 3, and just get it out there. Like writing a LinkedIn article, there's like multiple millions of people on LinkedIn every day. Instagram, it's massive. And Facebook, like 12 million people, 22 million. It's like totally nuts. And the thing is, once you start writing articles and adding value to people, they will email you. Your inbox will be filled with people wanting to work with you. And you haven't even sold a thing. You've just said, look, here's one of the problems my client had, and this is how we solved it. And some of the times when I'm working with my clients, they say, oh, but that's, intellectual property, and that's our, I guess, proprietary type of knowledge. And I'm like, no, if you have the top 10 problems of your industry and you share that publicly on the social networks, people will come to you in droves.
Yes, sure. That's
called
really
content marketing. Another word for it's called content marketing.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a buzzword.
Well, you closed your article with a very clear and crisp line saying that make your message imagery and offers straight, clear, and emotive. It's half the battle. And this was very helpful. And I think it's very clear. And this should be like your first strategy when you start thinking about building your website.
It's just about bringing emotion to everything that you're doing. From your imagery, you want the experience of your customers coming onto your site to almost feel like quite emotional when they see your site. It should feel like, oh, I've finally found a place I've come home to. Your imagery should say that. Now, I don't know about you, but a lot of websites have no imagery. So what are you falling in love with? Bolts and widgets and crap. So the imagery is really key to falling in love with the business. And then from there, you have language that is really straight. Just tell them, this is what I do and this is what I believe in. This is the tribe that I'm building. This is what I can offer you. These are the problems I solve. That is half the battle for sure.
That's very good, and I think a lot of people will look at their websites now and start changing things based on these points. What's your last tips for us today about building websites for businesses and entrepreneurs?
There's 2 things that I really want I really want you to get, actually. I really want you to get how invisible we all are, okay? As a general rule, we are all going about our business in wherever we are, and we're behind a computer or stuck in an office somewhere doing our thing. And we're hoping that a customer will walk past and say, hey, can you solve my problems? Or ring you, hey, can you help me? Or email you. The thing about a website is if you're clear about what it is that you're offering, that will be a extremely important business tool to help you become more visible to your clients. And once you become more visible, like even like a Hangout, like what we're doing now, there are people all over the world that need knowledge. They need information. So as soon as you have, as soon as you get that you're invisible and that you need to take action, like build a great website and start getting out there, then all of a sudden you open your business up to a global marketplace. It's just crucial.
Yeah, this is very good. Thank you for your tips and for your time, Sharnee, today. It's really helpful, and we hope to have you again with us in our Hangouts, talk about different topics related to the online presence of businesses and entrepreneurs. Thank you, Sharnee.
You're most welcome, Sam, and have an awesome day.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye. See ya.